which means LeBron's expendable, which means LeBron just opted into a contract to get his money, even though he's not so wanted around there anymore. I don't believe he finishes a Laker. Like, no. Zaz thinks I'm wrong, and 3 days ago, you guys dismissed it out of hand on me.
The dream ending is New York.
I don't think he ends as a Laker. I mean, dream ending, you could say Cavs, full circle.
No. I think that statement makes it, like, the fact that the agent went on the record for no good reason at a time of celebration when you're opting in to cause confusion makes it more probable than not.
Dan Batard talks about LeBron James leaving the Lakers. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
The thing that I wanted to ask the group about what it is that LeBron just did, I asked 2 or 3 days ago, and it seems like there's been more reporting on this recently. I asked 2 or 3 days ago, all of you, hey, you guys aren't expecting LeBron to finish here as a Laker, right? Like, the statement from Rich Paul, when you're purposely taking the opt-in so that you can get all the money, and then you're shouting as soon as you opt in, hey, I'm going to opt out. I'm going to opt in. Don't make me opt out. I'm opting in.
I'm opting in, but I'm not all in.
I'm about to opt out. I'm telling all of you. Rich Paul's telling everybody, I'm going to opt in. I'm going to opt out. Like, it's like fairly obvious that once you make that statement through Rich Paul, you're telling the Lakers, I'm available for buyout. I'm available to be somewhere else. There's no need for that statement unless you plan to be a part of, in this season, being a player for another team.
Yeah, it looks crazy. LeBron got Rich Paul out here looking like Clutch Sports is some mom and pop agency controlled by LeBron. So I kind of feel bad for Rich Paul. He's a puppet to LeBron. He's out there looking crazy. He got him, putting out these statements. I don't know what's going on. I know they're all over the place. LeBron hasn't been in this situation in his entire basketball career before the NBA and during the NBA. He's second fiddle to Luka. The Lakers, they're being ran through Luka Doncic and that new ownership group. Rob Pelinka, he's pretty much obsolete. Jeannie Buss, she's just there temporarily. She's going to be like Mark Cuban. He sold a majority of his ownership stake, and he's pretty much just a high-paying fan. So if you're LeBron James, you got to commit to something. Either you're going to play out the rest of the season with the Lakers, or you're going to work on a buyout. I don't know if teams want to trade for LeBron, but something's definitely going on with LeBron and the Lakers.
But that's what smart agents do. They make a statement that says, hey, Lakers, get better to earn the right to keep my guy. And they're also telling other teams, my guy's going to be out there. What are you offering?
Get better. They made a move that consensus, everyone agrees, sets their franchise up for future success. It just means that LeBron isn't the face of the franchise, potentially. I don't know how that's possible. He's one of the game's greatest players, but this is gearing to be Luka's team.
The reason I bring all this up is because this is the 15-year anniversary today of that league changing forever. Changing what happened today in 2010 will eclipse 15 or 20 years from now in memory what the name Curt Flood means. Curt Flood is a name that is simply associated with free agency and player empowerment. But of course, what LeBron did to the entirety of the league, holding up transactions throughout an offseason, waiting for what team he would choose, that was 15 years ago today. For him to be the oldest player in the league, still through his agent, going to ESPN, treating ESPN as the entity that it should be treated as when you're the king.
Yeah, 15 years ago, LeBron, the decision, taking his talents to South Beach, he pretty much stopped free agency. But what you're seeing now with LeBron, yeah, he's staying relevant during the offseason. It's not moving the same weight. He's not moving the needle as far as teams waiting to see what he's going to do. Now, if you can get LeBron, cool, but I think he has a better chance of being a free agent, maybe having some more attraction, some more attention through teams. Teams are always going to say they're interested in LeBron, but I don't think they want to trade a bunch of their players or a player for a 41-year-old making $52 million. So he doesn't hold the same weight anymore as he did 15 years ago when he went to Miami.
Hey, let me send my agent over there to just run information here. I know that the Lakers are a big thing and ESPN's a big thing, but in the modern age, I'm the big thing. going to send my agent over there to tell the information center, hey, Lakers, you're worth $10 billion, at least in part because I'm right here in the center of everything, protecting that profit margin for you because you've always been the franchise for the star that has the star, but you just replaced me. Like, if you think their skill sets are redundant, whatever you think of the Lakers, they're not going to win because those two guys are playing defense together. Like, it's going to be really hard to keep up with a young team like OKC when Luka and LeBron are on the court playing defense at the same time. Never mind the redundancies on the offensive end. They were a decent defensive team. Maybe DeAndre Ayton will help them some, but we can agree that the usage rate has to go to Luka there, which means LeBron's expendable, which means LeBron just opted into a contract to get his money, even though he's not so wanted around there anymore.
Yeah, this is Luka's team. LeBron, he knows it. He doesn't need to fight it anymore. I know he wants to act like he's cool. He knows that the Lakers are moving forward, but it's easy to talk about it. But when you really got to deal with it, it's a different thing for LeBron James. Again, this is the first time in his basketball career that he's went through this, being second fiddle, not having a franchise move through you. Now they're pretty much moving past LeBron, so he can talk all that stuff he wants. He can have Rich Paul out there looking crazy as puppet, but LeBron James, he knows what he has to do. He knows he has to honor that contract, or if not, work with the Lakers and see if he can get a buyout or a trade. But again, I don't see too many teams other than the 4 listed that are going to trade for LeBron. It doesn't make business sense.
And LeBron's not about that. LeBron is never going to consider himself expendable, which is why he's playing the game, and he's played it better than anybody in the history of that sport. Leaving little tea leaves, whether it was on purpose or not. But the whole New York thing, even leaving that Savannah only wants me to play for 2 more years. He wants to be the focus of attention. He was spotted at the Cavs indoor practice facility. There's reasons for the way that he approaches this offseason time. It's a quiet time. This is where a LeBron James can totally take over the narrative of the NBA offseason, an NBA offseason that it's been pretty atypical when it comes to player movement.
Can we talk for a second, though?
Yeah, the whole Cavs workout facility thing, even though he said he's been doing that since he entered the league 23 years ago, he knows what he's doing as far as getting all the attention. LeBron, he wants to be able to control the narratives. He wants the focal point to be on him. He knows that he's not the main focus with the Lakers, so he's going to try to be the main focus during the offseason. He's at a point to his career to where any season could be LeBron's last season. So he's going to use this offseason, get that $52 million, and I'm going to, possibly lead the Lakers, possibly work on a buyout, a trade. Is this going to be my last season? LeBron is all about the attention, but the media isn't falling for it.
I think he's playing us like a flute. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he loves having his name out there. Yes, oldest player in the league. Yes, the Lakers are not my team anymore. But hey, everyone's still talking about me.
So is that the end game, though, Spence? Because usually you would leverage this to have your team make the roster better. And, by the way, perfect time to pinch that ownership group as they just buy the team. So that's him putting a line in the sand, a new ownership group.
That's what I thought it was about. That's what I thought it was about, is because you had the change at the top. He's got a relationship with Jeannie Buss. And I've said before, I don't think that people understand how mom and pop an organization, the Lakers organization, actually is.
Yeah, 10 years ago, this would have worked. Him putting out these statements through Rich Paul, maybe a team would be like, you know what? We got to do something quick. We don't want to lose LeBron. We don't want LeBron James to start drifting off and demanding a trade. It's not going to work in your 23rd season at age 41. So good move by LeBron for getting all the attention, trying to change the narratives, but the media, they're up on game when it comes to LeBron and his tactics. Again, 10 years ago, cool. LeBron at 30, 31. He puts out these statements, a team's going to get nervous. They'll get scared of losing LeBron. The Lakers, they don't mind if LeBron James makes it his last season in LA. Whatever he wants to do outside of LA is cool, but the Lakers, they're standing firm. They're standing on business. This is Luka's team now. LeBron got to deal with it.
They're not rich people because they got their wealth anywhere else, like most sports owners. Their wealth is only because daddy had the Lakers at the time that Pat Riley was running the Lakers, and at the time that basketball exploded in Hollywood, that particular city. So they've had stars since then, but it's a very small operation, and LeBron had a relationship with the owner. And
She's still there. She as part of this transition.
Well, yeah,
but-
they haven't sold yet.
Yeah, but maybe this is also like the Mark Cuban thing. I'm going to hang around. But these people own several big-time franchises. They don't buy it to let someone else control
Well, but
it.
let me do it another way, okay? Because I do remember in all of the mythologizing that we did about Michael Jordan, one of the things that just gets thrown over the side, and I get it. His legacy is he made bald cool, and it's not at the top of the list. He was gravity defying, all the superhero things. But at the end of his playing career, about 4 years earlier than where LeBron is right now, when he was just fadeaway jumpers, he was an employee for the Washington Wizards who got run out of the building by the owner who had power. That's never happening to LeBron. Like, he knows basketball history enough to know what happened to Michael Jordan at the end. And there, he will defeat Michael Jordan forever on the punctuation, because no one is going to be owner of LeBron at the end of this. He's got his no trade clause, and the announcement that he's opting in for $50+ million comes with a salvo of, I've got all of the power here. Lakers got to please me going forward.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. He's not going to go out like Jordan in that sense, being on the Wizards. But with this Lakers organization, it's a little bit of different energy that LeBron isn't used to. So the same tactics that he used with many organizations, the Cavs tried to do it in Miami, but it didn't work with Pat Riley and that regime. And then with the Cavs again, being able to move some players to get Kevin Love and playing with Kyrie, he was the alpha. Went to LA, did the same thing, pretty much got rid of their young core for AD and the remaining young core for Russell Westbrook. Still got a bubble championship, but again, LeBron isn't going to move the needle at this point unless he just goes to a team that's already stacked and they're pretty much on the verge of winning anyways. So LeBron James, he still wants to have the leverage. He has Clutch Sports, he has the media, but again, it don't got the same energy like it used to. Yeah, you got to go through him if you want to trade him. So he's trying his best to retain some power, but again, it ain't like how it used to be.
I will make messes for them. They're not going to control the punctuation. I'm going to control my punctuation at the end of my career.
And also, he's probably done not being the topic of conversation come June.
Yep.
He's already been a wild success in Los Angeles. They won their championship.
Bubble.
He's won a championship in a Heat jersey, in a Cavs jersey, in a Lakers jersey. I guess going east, he can kind of take his pick, do the New York thing, become. He would. I know that's Jalen's team, and Knicks fans feel a certain way about it, insanely enough, as that sounds. He strolls in there. He's the biggest star on that team. Goes back to the Cavs. He actually really helps the Cavs. And the Cavs are right there. I know they got Donovan Mitchell, but LeBron will eat first there. He will always be the talisman of that franchise in that area.
Yeah, LeBron going to the Knicks could be a good move, but again, it has to come in free agency. The Knicks, they're not going to ruin what they have to trade a couple players or even a Karl Anthony Towns for LeBron. It ain't happening. Same with the Cavs. Do you trade Darius Garland for LeBron and some other players? I don't know if they want to do that. But if LeBron's a free agent, then he takes, 5 or 10 million, then that's where you got something. But those two teams are good. But if he does return next season, I can see LeBron James ending his career with the Cavs.
All of it's super interesting because the better play for him is to leave. The better play for everything that his management team has tried to put together. It's a riskier play.
And it's buyout, by the way. Leave with a buyout. So you don't have that $50 million on the books for someone else. You take 30 and you take 20 elsewhere, and you have some teams still be able to add to the pieces to help make you look better. And by the way, Sedano and Ramona Shelburne did a podcast on this, I want to say last week. There is smoke to this theory that LeBron's going to get bought out by the Lakers. More likely that he gets bought out than traded because the trade is so difficult with his cap number.
This is what I would predict because of that part, right? His number is hard to trade. 1-year contract at that number is got difficulties.
Ain't happening.
The thing that I don't think is being talked about enough around here because of the opt-in with a no trade clause is the moment LeBron does that, he can start behaving with his management team like he's a free agent because he's never been in the last year of a deal.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a diva. He's definitely going to continue to be passive aggressive, continue to have Rich Paul look crazy out there with these statements. So he's going to act like a free agent, but in actuality, the Lakers are not going for it. With the new ownership group, they're still there, even though they haven't been actively, running the show. But the acquisition is complete. Lakers $10 million sold. Jeannie Buss, she'll be there again, but it's going to be at like a Mark Cuban type of thing. She's just going to be the face, but the real decisions are going to come from that new ownership group. You see what they're doing with the LA Dodgers. They're not just paying their great talent, they're letting them walk away. They're running a real organization. The Lakers, they've been running like a mom and pop shop, which is cool. Won a lot of championships, great organization in sports. But if LeBron James thinks that he's going to try to finesse the Lakers, it's not happening. You got your money. You got your no trade clause. They drafted Bronny. That's it. It's time for LeBron James to go.
So he doesn't have to honor that because he can trade himself. And so his agent.
Well, 15 years ago, he was famously in the last year of a deal.
Correct. No.
What, when he was with the Cavs?
He opted out. This is the only time in his career it's the last year of a deal.
Where
only
he has
time.
an expiring deal.
That's right. Only time.
23 years.
First time ever.
Is it 23 years?
23.
But
He certainly opted out with Miami.
the part that I'm saying to you that I think is going unrecognized as the statement is made by Rich Paul and no one knows exactly what to make of the statement other than it's purposeful and it's a warning. And the warning is I'm still a free agent. Like I'm under contract, but I'm not. I'm doing you a favor here by just collecting my money, but I've got the no trade. And so now negotiations begin with my own franchise. Treat me like I'm a free agent.
I love testing the new ownership.
Again, I guess you can put it that way, but LeBron, he doesn't have that same it factor, that same aura that he had before. Yeah, he can act like a free agent, but who really cares at this point? If I'm the Lakers, I just ignore LeBron and see what his next move is. You got to play chess when you're dealing with LeBron. The power that he has in media, the agency, Clutch Sports that he's running through Rich Paul, all that he did for the NBA. So I get it. He has some power. He has a little bit of leverage. But if I'm the Lakers, again, ignore him. Go ahead and run through Luka, see what he thinks, personnel decisions. Really rub it in LeBron's face like, you know what, bro? You're going to go ahead and stick around and be that rotten apple for this team, for this roster. Now we're going to continue to have meetings without you. We're going to continue to consult with Luka. And LeBron James, he's jealous right now. He's pissed. He's salty that Luka's getting all the attention. If I'm the Lakers, I continue to stand on business and just ignore LeBron. Don't even worry about him. He'll be out the franchise within the next 12 months.
That's the move. You gotta test the new people and test their mettle, see what they're willing to do. Now, these people, they have Dodgers connections, Chelsea FC connections. This isn't a mom and pop shop.
Why wouldn't you be talking to
with the new
CAA and New York? Why would you not be talking to the team that has reinvented executive?
Well, that would be tampering.
And
I understand. You can back channel. That's what you're saying.
why would you not?
I mean, he just showed up at the Cavs facility.
Why would you not be exploring your every option on who gives me the best chance to not just win a championship, but dominate the storyline the way I will not next year, because the Lakers are not going to be that next year. Like the media will move on now that, okay, now we've had 7 different champions. Young people are here. Well, the media is not going to do Steph and LeBron again lazily.
That's why I think he's going to play 2 more years. Because he's going to be because he's going to do the thing where he announces before the season and do the tour and be the topic of conversation. He's an all-time great. We know that. He hasn't done that entering this year. There was the Savannah wants me to play 2 more years and I'm done type of conversation. So he's going to go for gold this season.
Don't forget, the other son becomes eligible for the NBA in a year from now. Mm-hmm. He's going to want to play with him too, right?
The people,
Yeah, LeBron wants to stay around for another season to play with Bryce in 2026. That's a possibility, but is Bryce good enough off his own merit to have a good season in college and leave in his sophomore year? I don't know. Does LeBron still have enough power like he did with Bronny to get him into the league? That's up in the air. I don't know if the Lakers are going to draft Bryce, and I don't think any other team is just going to draft Bryce just because of LeBron. His influence is taking a huge hit. They know that they only got to deal with LeBron for another season or two. I don't think they really care about drafting Bryce for Bron. He did it with Bronny, and I don't think it's going to happen with Bryce.
I don't think that you are properly appreciating LeBron's management team and the way they have carefully crafted the entirety of his career and economy if you do not believe that they are trying to figure out a way to make the next year of LeBron something that, whether it wins a championship or not, resonates in the conversation as if it can.
They're
Which
trying to finesse.
is going to feel like he can leapfrog here to an upgrade from the Lakers by picking a couple of spots that are better championship opportunities. New York, chief among them. Because when I ask you, everything the Knicks have built there, everything, with an executiveship that people now trust, but a little less with Mike Brown as the coach.
You gonna play for Mike Brown again?
Connections there, though.
If I'm LeBron and his management team, how am I not making sure that New York knows that I might have a play to be the story? It's not about even winning the championship, although that's what they said in the statement. Again, a statement sent to ESPN. You're basically asking ESPN, which didn't ask you for comment, hey, can you guys just create the smoke for us for a while? Please do this for a while.
Yeah, he's working with the elites. You know, he has a great relationship with ESPN and Disney. A lot of reporters there, Dave McMinimum, Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. ain't really rocking with LeBron, but he will cover stories and he will talk about and expose LeBron in his narrative. So he has people at ESPN that either rock with him or going to talk about him. Either way, Clutch and LeBron sending smoke signals to ESPN to cover him, to run these stories. So it is what it is. But as far as him potentially reaching out to the Knicks in advance to let them know, like, look, either through a buyout or a trade or as a free agent next season, hey, look out for me. Mike Brown used to coach me many years ago in Cleveland. I might be open to, working with the Knicks. So I can see LeBron James and Clutch doing some finesse moves behind the scenes.
ESPN, we're going to have LeBron's agent delivering a statement to ESPN. Keep us the story is what the statement should have just been. It's redundant because they've done that for 25 years. It's crazy to think about. It really is. Like, and you guys think I'm wrong though when I say I don't believe he finishes a Laker. Like
No.
Zaz thinks I'm wrong, and 3 days ago you guys dismissed it out of hand on me.
The dream ending is New York.
I don't think he ends as a Laker. I mean, dream ending, you could say Cavs, full circle.
I think that statement makes it like the fact that the agent went on the record for no good reason at a time of celebration when you're opting in to cause confusion makes it more probable than not.
Yeah, LeBron and Clutch, Rich Paul, they're definitely up to something. Putting out that statement after opting in, basically letting teams know either through a buyout, through a trade, or as a free agent next season, I may be interested in joining the team. LeBron is playing chess. He has a great business team, so they know what they're doing. Even though he's going to cry and complain that he wants to win a championship and wants more help, he still took that $52 million instead of opting out and signing another deal. I guarantee if he opted out, took less money, he probably could have signed for 2 years with a 1-year opt-out and maybe a no trade clause. But I guess he's just going to go ahead and gamble on this season, see what happens next season. Will he end up in Cleveland? Will he end up in New York? It's going to be interesting to see what happens with LeBron James in the next season or two.